I'm starting earlier so you guys can have a little bit better, longer breaks in between. So, all right, please begin.
Hi, Benedictine.
Hello.
Good afternoon. So this afternoon, I'm going to do a coaching session with you to think through one of the issues that you may be working on. And I will be using coaching skills, which means I'll be using questioning to increase your awareness and also to help you think through the issue, as opposed to giving advice. I won't be giving advice. So if we are clear, we will go ahead and start.
Okay.
Yeah. What is one issue that you have in mind or something that you would like to discuss today?
Well, I think I want to go on exploring what we touched upon a little bit in our last session, and that would be the marketing, social media part of doing coaching.
If you are to kind of state your belief, or what do you think about marketing right now at this moment?
Yeah, well, I still feel very, I would say, reluctant.
Reluctant?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not something I enjoy. It's not something I would. It's not really. I feel very low motivation towards doing any of it.
Okay, so I'm hearing reluctance, not something you enjoy, feeling low motivation. For the next 15 minutes or so, if we are successful in kind of addressing this issue, what would it look like by the end of this session?
I think it would be that, understanding better why I feel this way about marketing. That's one side to it, and also maybe a higher degree of motivation would be nice.
Okay. So better understanding, higher motivation. I'm going to go back to some of the issues you brought up in the last session. So when you think, first of all, how do you think about doing marketing? And I'm assuming it's more about social media that we are talking about, or is it more broad?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not prepared to spend any money on it, so that would be social media would be my option now.
Okay.
Like I would be do any advertising or anything like that.
Okay. So when you think about your reluctance around social media marketing, is it specific to coaching, or is it more? Is it specific to coaching, or it applies also to your publishing work, or kind of how do you differentiate?
I mean, the reluctance is, it's related to coaching and also the yoga related workshops that I do.
And also yoga.
Yeah, because of course, my publishing house does the marketing for me with the books, so I just share their content more or less.
Okay.
So that's easy, and I don't feel reluctant to share whatever they have made out for me. It always looks good, it's professional. So, but with regards to my workshops, I have to make it myself.
Yeah.
Which is also part of the reluctance, I think, because I think I don't enjoy doing like digital stuff that much. It takes me a long time. So I made this website for my business that I have in Norway with my friend. It took me forever to do it, and then also making the posts takes a long time using Canva or any of the tools.
Okay.
So part of it is I think also that I feel I spend a lot of time, and also I don't get that much back doing it.
Okay.
That's part of it.
Okay. So I'm hearing part of it is about skill set, part of it is about motivation. If you think about, assuming that there are no restrictions, that you have all the capabilities in the world, you have a magic wand and you can just make things happen. How would it look like when you look at the social media area?
You mean if I could use it in a way that I would enjoy, or?
Yeah. If skills is not an issue.
Yeah, it's skills is not an issue. And then I suppose if it was just if I didn't have to spend that much time on it, I still would feel reluctant a bit. And that would be connected to, I just feel very self-conscious sharing these things that are new to my lifestyle.
Have you? Is that that kind of being self-conscious about sharing yourself? Does it happen every single time you share content? Were there examples where you felt good about sharing something?
Not that I can think of now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned before that. So how is it different when the publisher is sharing something on your behalf?
I think it's the whole thing is a little bit connected to the feeling of identity, I suppose.
Okay.
That this new thing that I'm doing, I have a bit of imposter syndrome.
Okay.
I would say sharing this side of me, it feels like it's not yet. How to explain it? It doesn't necessarily really feel like me yet. So when I share this, it's like, who is this person sharing these things and ideas? Or,
Okay. So you feel like there are three different identities that you have mentioned so far. So one is your identity as a writer. One is your identity as a yoga teacher or yoga practitioner. The third is your identity as a coach. If you were to rate these three identities in terms of how comfortable you are, or how you see this as your identity right now, how would you compare these three?
I mean, as for the writer part, I've been now doing it for the past 12 years or so.
Yeah.
So I feel, or 14 actually. So I feel very comfortable, very set in that way. It's not new to anyone on social media. I would be sharing something like that. When it comes to the yoga part, it's I mean, I don't really identify myself much as a like the physical part of yoga teacher, because our workshops are more centered on other aspects of yoga. So more the mindfulness. And I do the writing there as well. So I guess it's like number two. And then the coaching identity is completely not there. I mean, it's because I haven't posted anything about it yet, or no one knows, so that would be a first of even mentioning it.
Okay. So think back, you mentioned that you at this stage, after 14 years, you are very comfortable with your writer identity. Think back 14 years ago when you first get started. How did you feel about this identity when you first get started?
Well, to begin with, I don't think I even had social media when I started.
But maybe independent of social media.
To begin with, I felt I had a bit of imposter syndrome as well. Now that you mention it,
How did it feel like?
like I was just pretending to be a writer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it felt like.
And how? What changed? How did that? How did you overcome? Or how did the perception change back 14 years ago?
Well, it changed writing another book, and then writing another book. Then it changed. You know, just keeping on doing the stuff that I did. Then it's no question anymore. You know.
Okay. So actually, just going ahead with the action and doing it help you feel comfortable about this identity.
Yeah.
Was there anything that contributed to that change from feeling like an imposter to actually embracing this identity of being a writer?
Yeah, I mean, keeping on just doing the work, and then also getting feedback from readers or whatever, and the working relationship that I have with my editor as well. That he kind of keeps. Well, he never questions.
So feedback from readers, feedback from your partners, editors is also helpful in terms of reinforcing or giving you positive reinforcement on that identity.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you decide to write?
It was well, at first I studied literature, and then I had 6 months to do something else, and then I signed up for a creative writing class, and that was just, I felt a very deep connection to something in myself that I hadn't explored. So it made me think I wanted to do some more. And it took me 10 years before being published, but I just felt very, like something was missing before that was there when I was doing it. So it's a very strong part of my identity.
And did you think back at the time when you were a writer, or when you started writing, sorry, or when you first become a professional publisher of it, what was the difference when you were starting off, you were feeling like an imposter afterwards, compared to afterwards when you felt more confident? Did you see any difference in terms of the possibility or in terms of the impact you were able to have? Did you see any difference in the journey?
I just well, at least I knew immediately for myself. I knew immediately that I wanted to keep going. Sort of. That's the certainty I had. So I had no doubt it was what I wanted to do. So the doubt was more linked to people's opinion, I suppose. If they would see me as a writer, so changing their perspective as well.
Fast forwarding to the present, when you look at your role as a coach, what are the doubts in your mind right now?
Well, it's just I think it's just like I don't really see it yet. It's new. I think that's part of it. So to identify it with it more than I do now, I think I need to do it. That's what I realize. Sort of like again, it comes back to just focus on the action, and then until you have practiced more, and done it, then I think the identity will grow. Yeah. So the identity comes after the work and not the other way around.
Yeah, yeah. The identity comes after the work. Doing it will help you believing in it.
Yeah.
What else can help you kind of embrace that identity more?
I suppose when I see the parallel to the writing, having some support would also be good, I think. So having some support from peers would be helpful, I think, and also I suppose it just trying to have some outside clients as well would sort of make me feel like it's possible.
At this point, you mentioned about part of the comfort or not having the not believing in the identity is there are some doubts in your mind. If it's okay, I would like to get a little bit deeper on the doubts. What do the doubts look like right now when you think about coaching?
Yeah, I think it's related to other people's opinion.
Okay.
So the doubt is not related to can I do it.
Yeah.
I feel pretty confident that I can do it as good as the other guy.
Yeah.
But it's more people's opinion
Okay.
for some reason.
Okay. So in your head there, you thinking or you're assuming about what people will say.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything in terms of
No.
to justify what you were thinking?
No.
Have you heard anything to the contrary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people will say, oh, it's interesting. All that.
Okay. Okay.
Positive feedback.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you were to hang on to these doubts, you are assuming that people will have negative opinion or they will not believe in you as a coach. What would it cost you?
Well, if I should believe that,
Yeah.
it would cost me that I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd lose my motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who will suffer?
Yeah.
Besides you, will there be other people who will suffer?
Potential clients.
Yeah.
I couldn't be able to help them.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't know it.
Yeah. Anyone else? Any other costs you can see?
Not really, as I'm not planning to do it full time, and normally if this was not my part-time job, when I go back to Norway, I normally teach part-time, so then I would teach.
Yeah.
So financially, no.
On the flip side, if we were to let go of these doubts, kind of you just diving in, believing that you are that coach right now, how would it look like?
If the doubts were completely gone, I think I would just enjoy it and have fun with it, sort of. I know that that's the important thing for me, to just, just enjoy it.
Besides enjoyment, any other feelings or any other
That it would be,
benefits that you will see?
I think it's interesting, I would say, but it's
Interesting in what way?
it's interesting just to see how other people's minds work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something I'm interested in
Yeah.
anyway.
So learning,
Learning
you will
about
be learning during the process.
yeah, learning about people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's because that's also what I do when I write. You know, I'm
Yeah.
interested in what's going on in the head of the character. So it's
Yeah.
a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Like trying to
Yeah.
figure out and
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
navigate and help. Help is such a strong word, but you know, enable
Yep.
shifts, for example.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you think it's valuable to get that?
For me or
For you, for you.
For me, yeah. I think it would be, yeah. Also because you know, being a writer is very lonely work by myself the whole
Yep.
time.
Yep.
And I'm an extrovert, so it does make sense to
Yep.
get out there and meet people. So
Yep.
it's a
Yep.
good
Yep.
way of meeting people as
Yep.
well.
Yep. Do you see that? Do you see it may benefit your writing also?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, research.
Yeah. 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 So you mentioned that you see value in trying to make the shift in your thinking, in your belief in this identity. So in order to get there, what are some actions you think you can take right now?
I think I can just number one is just the action itself.
Yeah.
Just focus on that one
Yep.
and just try to cancel out the
Yep.
noise. That's also helpful in a
Yeah.
dimension of my life. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And yeah, staying connected to peers
Yeah.
will be important.
Yeah.
Both as I'm traveling for a long time now and the journey to Hong Kong as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
That would be something to
Yeah.
keep on doing.
Yeah.
And then trying to reach out, see some clients,
Yep.
just to get the practice
Yep.
so that I can grow the identity
Yep.
step
Yep.
by step.
Yeah.
Because-
One thing you mentioned about writing that may be helpful is positive reinforcement, because you were able to kind of more fully embrace your writer identity by hearing positive reinforcement. How can this area help your identity as a coach as well?
Yeah, that's a good question. How to get that positive feedback, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe to reach out to someone to coach me a little bit as well. I think would be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also to help me navigate my practice as a coach.
Yeah. 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 Okay. So as we are kind of wrapping up, what is your one kind of biggest key takeaway from this session?
I think it was really a good insight to just see the parallel between between the writing identity and how to grow the coaching identity. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Thank
2
you.
minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
In my 23 minutes.
25.